Are you tired of being the invisible ghost to these women? Do you sometimes feel like just another face in the crowd? Well, surprise, right? If you're ready to change that pathetic situation and finally become the man women twist themselves into knots to get attention from, then it's time to cut the crap. Let's be clear, it's time to become a high-value man. Do you know what that means? It means you stop being the guy begging for them to notice you and become the one they simply can't ignore. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make them chase after you, desperate for your attention. Whether you want to stay single but have women chasing you, or you're in a relationship and want to boost your attractiveness. Because, let's face it, getting comfortable is for losers. These tips will turn you into a man women can't resist. And you know what you need to do now? Pay attention and swallow these truths, because I'm not telling you twice. So let's cut the crap and get straight to it. Number 1, stop being their little lapdog. If you really want them chasing after you like you're handing out gold bars, rule number 1 is stop being that needy guy begging for scraps of approval. Seriously, if you still think pleasing them in every way is going to make them see you as Mr. Perfect, it's time to wake up. That behavior of bending over backwards for every demand or whim only puts you in the doormat category. And let me tell you, nobody falls in love with the doormat. Want the secret? Set your own standards and make it crystal clear that you won't cave to every little whim. When you do this, you exude confidence, the kind of confidence that's so rare nowadays and that women actually notice. You're not there to beg for attention or to be the nice guy. No, you have your own limits, your own rules, and guess what? That makes you a lot more interesting. And here's the kicker. By not acting like the nice guy who just wants to please, you create a challenge. They'll realize they don't have you wrapped around their finger, and guess what? That makes them feel like they have to work to earn your attention. Nobody values what comes too easily, and that's the key here. When you're not there begging to be noticed, you become a mystery, a man they need to figure out and win over. That air of mystery, that superiority and not caving to their whims, is what makes you infinitely more attractive and desirable. Number 2, unshakable confidence, the magnet for attraction. If there's one thing that drives women crazy, it's a man with unshakable confidence. And no, I'm not talking about that fake confidence that crumbles at the first sign of rejection. I'm talking about rock-solid, almost arrogant confidence that shows you don't need anyone's approval to keep moving forward. High-value men understand that confidence is like armor. When you wear it, adversity can come at you, and you stay steady. And guess what? Women see that from a mile away. This unshakable confidence isn't about being a cocky jerk. It's about having such strong self-esteem that other people's opinions don't rattle you. When you live by your own convictions without caring whether she approves or not, you immediately project an aura of superiority. And let me tell you, who doesn't love a good challenge? Women thrive on it. They feel like they have to do something extra, stand out, fight for your attention, because you're not just available like every other guy. This kind of confidence becomes a powerful weapon in your arsenal because it turns you into the prize. And guess what? Everyone wants the prize that's hardest to win. So, the more you stay firm, unaffected by others' expectations or desires, the more you become the kind of man they simply can't ignore. That security creates an irresistible dynamic. While other men bend over backward to please, you're just there, arms crossed, and they're the ones chasing after you. Number 3, stop whining and show a positive attitude. Now, if you really want them chasing after you, stop being that guy who's always complaining about life. Nothing is more of a turnoff than a man who plays the victim all the time. High-value men know that a positive attitude is essential to make women beg for their attention. And I'm not talking about being Mr. Happy all the time, but being the guy who faces problems head-on without whining and turns every challenge into an opportunity. Having an optimistic attitude sends a clear message. Not only are you confident, but you're resilient. And resilient, my friend, is the one who takes the hits and doesn't fall apart over every little thing. That makes you seem unstoppable, and who doesn't want to be around someone who keeps it together even when the world is falling apart? Plus, having this mindset reflects emotional intelligence, something no woman can resist. You know how to handle your emotions, and even more importantly, theirs. High-value men stay in control, not breaking down when things get tough. And women pick up on that. They know they can trust someone who keeps a cool head, even when the ship is sinking. And you know what? That calm under pressure makes you even more irresistible, if nothing can bring you down. why wouldn't they find you fascinating? So, ditch the pity party and adopt a mindset that shows you're in control because, trust me, it'll only make you even more desirable. Number 4, stop accepting anything and have real standards. Let's be real here. Are you the type who settles for just anyone to keep you company? Wake up, man. High-value men don't settle for scraps, much less for whatever half-hearted relationship crosses their path. If you really want women begging for your attention, you need to start having high standards and expectations. You know what that says about you? That you value yourself, and those who don't value themselves end up in the gutter, taking whatever comes their way. But that's not what you want, right? Having high standards isn't just about wanting the best for yourself. It's a clear sign of good mental health and self-esteem. Women find that simply irresistible, because let's be honest, who's going to want someone who doesn't know what they want in life? Now, when you make it clear that you won't settle for anything less than what you deserve, you automatically set yourself apart. It's like you're saying, I'm selective, and if you want to be part of this, you'll have to step up. That, my friend, creates an aura of exclusivity they can't resist. Want an example? If you get into a relationship already knowing what you want and make it clear you won't settle for less, you show you're not here just for fun. You're looking for something with purpose, not the shallow connections most people are used to. And when they see that you have goals, that you're ambitious, and always striving for success, it becomes impossible to resist. Who wouldn't want to be with someone who knows exactly where they're headed, and more importantly, who won't accept anything that pulls them off that path? So listen up. If you don't have high standards and goals, you're going to keep being just another face in the crowd. And seriously, who wants that? If you're tired of being treated like a fool, of being the guy she steps all over and then throws in the trash, it's time to wake up. Read the digital book in the description of this video. After reading it, you'll learn how to be cold and calculating, how to leave no room for disrespect, and how to master the art of putting any woman in her place. Stop being a doormat. Stop swallowing disrespect. And start being the man she not only respects, but fears losing. It's time to turn the tables and take control of your life. Number 5, be the prize, not the dog, chasing after the bone. A real man isn't the one who's desperate, running after any woman who flashes a smile. On the contrary, he knows he's the prize, and if anyone's going to chase, it'll be them. This is the secret that separates high-value men from the rest. While most guys are out there begging for attention, you're chilling, knowing that sooner or later they'll realize what you offer is worth far more than the scraps of validation the rest are chasing. Research even confirms it. Women are far more attracted to men who have control over their lives, who know what they want, and who don't grovel for a little affection. When you show that you're not desperate for love or approval, guess what happens? You put yourself in a position of power. It's like you're saying, if you want to be part of my life, you'll have to earn it. And who can resist a good challenge, right? Want a practical example? Let's say you're talking to a woman. Instead of hanging around, begging for more attention, you keep the conversation light, casual, and pull back before things get too intense. You don't give yourself away completely right away because you don't have to. And what happens? They start wanting more. They're thinking about you, imagining what it would be like to get a little more of your attention because you weren't the desperate guy who threw himself in head first. That's the difference. While the hunter is chasing the prize is just sitting there, being wanted. And when you understand that being the prize is far more powerful than being in the race, women start begging for your attention because you've become the one everyone wants, but few can attain. Number 6, leave them biting their tongue with your aura of mystery. If there's one thing that keeps women obsessed, it's good old mystery. And if you're out there spilling every detail of your life to anyone who'll listen, congratulations, you've just made yourself predictable and boring. High-value men know that creating an aura of mystery is practically magic when it comes to attracting attention. They need to feel like you have secrets, things only a few will ever know, and not just anyone is going to get the privilege of figuring you out. Mystery is powerful because it not only piques curiosity, but also creates that "I want more" feeling. When they don't know everything about you, they keep thinking, wondering, and my friend, that makes their mind revolve around you. While the rest of the guys are out there dumping their whole life story on the first date, you, with that calm posture, say just enough to keep the interest alive and leave the rest unsaid. She'll be chewing over your words, wanting to know more because, unlike everyone else, you don't give yourself away for free. Want to know how this works? Instead of showing off like a peacock, you hint. You mention you have hobbies or talents that aren't obvious at first glance, but don't give away the whole story. And that part of your life you keep private? That's what drives them crazy. They'll feel like they need to find out more about you. That you've got layers, secrets only the privileged will ever uncover. That touch of mystery elevates you to another level, makes you unique among the sea of predictable and boring men. While others are out there handing over their whole selves on a platter, you're in your corner, leaving them biting their tongue, trying to figure out who you really are. And in the end, that's what makes you irresistible. Number 7, stop drifting and be goal-oriented. Let's be honest. If you're the type of guy who doesn't even know what you're doing tomorrow, let alone in the next few years, you're not going to attract much except more confusion. High-value men have one thing in common. They're goal-oriented, they know what they want, and they don't waste time on nonsense. And you know what women think of that? It's extremely sexy, because a guy with purpose screams confidence, ambition, and honestly, who's going to want a man with no direction? Studies have even shown most women prefer men with a clear focus and well-defined goals. Having objectives shows that you're not just drifting through life. On the contrary, you have plans, you're chasing after what you want, and you're not letting life drag you around aimlessly. That shows ambition, dedication, and that famous determination that makes people trust you. And trust, my friend, is the key to everything. If you have a career goal, for example, and you're going all in to achieve it, that puts you miles ahead of those who are just seeing how things go. A man who takes his future seriously sends out a seriousness that women notice from a distance. They see that you're the type of guy who not only makes plans but follows through on them. And guess what that does? It makes you even more attractive. Because who doesn't want to be with someone who knows exactly where they're going? So if you're still sitting there waiting for life to give you a direction, it's time to change. Being goal-oriented won't just make you stand out. It'll show that you're a man who takes things seriously. And when women see that, trust me, they'll be begging for your attention. Number 8, be fun or stay a boring nobody. Now let's be real. You could have all the qualities in the world. Confidence, mystery, ambition. But if you're as fun as a brick wall, forget it. You know that guy who's serious all the time, carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders? Yeah, no one wants that. High-value men know that if you want women begging for your attention, you need to be fun. And I'm not talking about becoming the class clown, but having a sharp sense of humor, that easygoing attitude that makes people feel good around you. Want a secret? People are drawn to those who make them smile, relax, and forget their problems for a few minutes. If you can't be the guy who lightens up the room, you could be amazing in every other aspect, but something will still be missing. Having a good sense of humor is crucial for creating connections. It doesn't mean turning everything into a joke, but having the ability to see the lighter side of life and not take everything so seriously. And you know what that does? It makes you more approachable, more interesting, and infinitely more attractive. High-value men master the art of turning a dull conversation into something light and fun. They know exactly when to drop that sarcastic joke or when to make a playful comment that takes the weight off any situation. And guess what? That not only captivates women, but makes them want to be around you because, deep down, everyone wants someone who makes them feel good. So if you're that guy who's always focused on being serious and can't joke around a little, it's time to change. Humor is the missing ingredient to make them never stop thinking about you. Number 9, take care of your appearance. Let's be clear here. Having an amazing personality won't matter if you look like you just crawled out of a hole. It doesn't matter if you're naturally attractive or not. Taking care of your appearance makes all the difference in how you're perceived. High-value men know that if they want to be taken seriously and desired, they need to, at the very least, be well presented. And no, I'm not talking about wearing designer clothes or walking around decked out like a Christmas tree. I'm talking about being well-groomed and appropriate for every situation. If you think you can just walk around looking like a slob and expect women to be impressed, it's time to reconsider. Take care of yourself, not just to attract others, but to show that you have respect for yourself. A high-value man knows that appearance matters, and he doesn't underestimate that.
And the best part,
you don't even need to spend a fortune. Just wear clean, well-fitting clothes and have a style that suits you.
you know that small detail like a well-chosen watch or even a pocket square?
Those simple touches make a huge difference. When you take care of your appearance, you not only catch attention, but you also send a clear message. You value yourself. And do you know what happens when you value yourself? They value you too. So stop being the guy who doesn't care about these things and start paying a little more attention to what the mirror is telling you. That, my friend, will put you miles ahead of the guys who think appearance doesn't matter. Number 10, stop being a loner and build a high-value social circle. Look, if you still think being the lone wolf is the pinnacle of lifestyle, let me give you a reality check. Walking through life alone isn't going to get you anywhere. High-value men know that a strong social circle is fundamental to being taken seriously. And I'm not talking about having a bunch of random friends. I'm talking about building solid relationships with people who add something to your life and who are there for you, not out of convenience. That not only shows that you're trustworthy, but also that you know how to create lasting and valuable connections. You know what else? A strong social circle makes you stand out. People notice that you're not that loner lost in the crowd, but someone who has valuable people by his side, who respect and trust you. And guess what? That's incredibly attractive. Because let's be honest, who's going to want to be with someone who can't even form meaningful bonds? Plus, high-value men know the importance of connecting with influential people in their field. This not only helps with personal and professional projects, but also shows that you're ambitious and know how to play the game. And this network of contacts isn't just about self-promotion, but about strengthening your position as someone of value. A man who has good relationships with important people makes it clear that he's respected, and those who are respected are automatically desired. So stop walking around like you're self-sufficient in everything and start valuing the right people around you. That will elevate your value not just in the eyes of women, but in the eyes of everyone. After all, those with a strong social circle have power. Number 11, have the guts to walk away. Now, if you really want to turn the tables and have women chasing after you, you need to learn one of the hardest lessons: knowing when to walk away. High-value men don't stick around in situations or relationships that don't meet their standards. They know exactly when it's time to say goodbye and move on. No drama, no whining. And you know what? That attitude is a sign of confidence and security that women simply can't resist. When you have the guts to walk away, you're sending a clear message. You don't need anyone to validate you. If you're not getting what you want or need, you get up and leave without thinking twice. And that, my friend, is a power move. By doing this, you show that you won't be manipulated. You won't be anyone's doormat. And you definitely won't be taken for granted. And what happens? They become obsessed, because suddenly you're not available anymore. You're not chasing after them, and now they have to work to get your attention back. It's the difference between being the guy who's begging to be noticed and the guy who knows his worth and isn't afraid to walk away. Those who know when to leave always have the upper hand, and that doesn't just make women see you in a different light, but it also makes them willing to do whatever it takes to have you back. Because in the end, the man who isn't afraid to lose never runs out of options. Number 12, stop being a weakling and take control of your life. Now, enough with the sugarcoating. Here comes the final punch. Stop being a weakling. You know that guy who's always wondering what he did wrong, trying to please everyone, seeking validation from any woman who gives him attention. Yeah, that guy is you. Yes, I'm talking directly to you. And as long as you keep that loser mentality, accepting scraps, begging for attention, you'll stay exactly where you are, at the bottom of the pit. High-value men aren't afraid of being hated. They don't care about pleasing everyone, because you know what's worse than being hated? Being ignored. And that's exactly what you'll be if you keep playing the game wrong. You want to be the guy they beg for attention? Then wake up. No one's going to beg for someone who can't even stand up for himself, who's afraid to say no, who grovels for any scrap of affection. You want to be respected? Then stop acting like you're disposable. Stop accepting less than you deserve. Stop letting people walk all over you, because guess what? They'll only stop when you decide enough is enough. Take control of your life now, or stay being the invisible guy that everyone forgets 5 minutes later. Do you think you can keep going like this and some miracle is going to happen? Dude, give me a break. Life isn't a fairy tale and no one's going to hand you anything for free. Either you make the decision to be the high-value man who controls his own destiny, or you'll continue being the joke in your own story. The world belongs to the strong, to those who aren't afraid to play hard. And if you're not ready for that, then good luck with that second-hand life. Because as long as you keep accepting less, you'll keep getting less. Either you stand up now and change the game, or you can keep sitting there, watching others play. It's time to face the truth. Either you wake up, take control of what you really want, and start acting like a high-value man, or you'll keep being the side character in your own story. No one's going to do this for you. Either you change or you get left behind. If you're not willing to be the guy who demands respect, who builds his own path, then all that's left is for you to watch others walk all over you. It's as simple as that. Either you decide to be the prize, or you'll keep being just another guy women forget the next day. The choice is yours. So the question now is, what are you going to do from today onwards? And with that, we're wrapping it up here. If you're ready to take control and change the game, do something. Don't just watch, act. Because no one's going to respect you until you start respecting yourself. See you at the top. Or not.